Yo. Back again this time for Music Stream because I've got some things I want to try out. So let's do this. Screen. Okay. So I've been watching this YouTube channel recently. Uh, maybe I need to make sure I've got share audio on. Okay. Let's see what this guy's got to say about synths.
Can have. The only problem with that is that the world of sound design is very extensive and can be very overwhelming to learn. So in this video, I'm going to show you the simplest, most straightforward plan that you can use to learn any synth of your choice and start making sounds from scratch today. Wait till you see just how creative you can be when you know how to make any sound. Okay, so before we start, you will need a fully programmable synth plugin, a couple of
I'm gonna just be using I don't got a lot of fancy plugins, so I'm just gonna be using stock Logic stuff.
my favorites that I would recommend is Serum 2 because it's really powerful, Vital because it's free, and Silent because it's simple. For this lesson, I'm going to be using Serum 2, but I'm going to explain everything in such a way that you can apply everything I
Vital. What is let's see.
because it's really powerful, Vital because it's free.
Let's see. Vital synth. Okay. Is it really free? Sure. Except I'm not gonna share my screen while I'm typing in the password. Uh, uh, let's uh, let's grab this. So I'm gonna share screen again. List sounds, and I just downloaded this, and let's change the layout so that y'all can see my face. Hide. Okay. Let's see. Welcome to Vital Installer. Why not? Why not? Agree. Continue. So maybe I won't be using stock stuff. Um, yes, continue. Uh, okay. My passwords are insanely long. Uh, sure. Okay. And I was using this quit Logic Pro, don't save. Let's do that. And it's Logic Pro again. A few things I want to check real quick. Um, let's change this to I want an 808, and let's add another track. Create. Let's take a look at the instrument plugin since I'm doing this from scratch. Okay, maybe let's see, settings, plugin manager. Okay, that's good. Uh, okay. Uh, maybe that's what I need. So if I go to instrument now, vital. Okay. Okay. One thing I'm thinking of doing, like on God for real, and it's because I've got a um, it's because I've got a I do software development and I've got a background in signal processing and I've written stuff for DSPs back in the day. So I've been thinking about um, vibe coding um, some plugins and stuff. Uh, so we're gonna give this a shot. There's one more thing I want to check because I've been trying to let's see, audio effects. Uh, okay, I've been trying to nice. Uh, okay. Isotope product pro. Okay. Okay. This is why I wasn't seeing the plugins earlier because I already installed. Um, uh, uh, okay. Let's see. I love. Well, if I get this set up today, then I won't have to worry about it tomorrow. Okay. Well, I already did that. So accept the agreement. Okay. 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 Product portal. Like they'd be calling this stuff free, but it's like not really free. It's like a huge pain. Um, but whatever. Okay. So isotope. Let's see. Isotope. Product. Okay. Product portal. Okay. So maybe I will pull this over here. Okay. Isotope product portal. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. So I did have it. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Because it's super nice. Um, it's super nice having the ability to see what your stereo spread is visually. Not gonna lie. So, okay. Let's see. Product. Okay. And while we're setting that up, I'll just mention some things. I did go out dancing tonight. I wore Armani Code Absolute. It's got suede and like green tangerine. What does it say? Green mandarin essence, rum accord, tonka bean. Definitely got the tonka bean. And I think it's got a suede accord in there. And uh, not a huge fan of this flavor, but it's okay. I don't know why the Swedes like licorice so much. It's good, but it's like not my favorite. Um, okay. So that's right. I signed into Isotope with Google. Okay. Let's see. Sure, allow. Okay. Sure. Uh, uh, let's try another way. Use your pass key. Okay. Uh, uh, mm, did you send it to? Like, I'm the least professional streamer there is on God. Um, uh, okay, where did you? Oh, okay, that's what I have to do. Okay, okay. And okay, almost there. Almost there. Oh, okay. We have it. We have it. Finally. This labyrinthian nonsense just to get like a little plugin, but whatever. Um, skip intro because like straight up I don't care. Uh, activate success. My products. Okay, so I manage that bit. Okay, and we've got our stereo imager working. Awesome. Then I get to play with this. Okay. Uh, and I'm just curious what we see from this. So we're all centered. We're straight up centered. That's good to know. Okay. So we're finally at a place where I can start making sounds. Awesome. Okay, let's make sounds. So, back to the video. Uh,
A loop trap again. So if you've ever made a melody or nice loop or
not this one. This one.
and silent because it's simple. For this lesson, I'm going to be using Serum 2, but I'm going to explain everything in such a way that you can apply everything I do in this synth to your synth of choice if you're on a different synth. Okay, let's start. Step 1 is to understand the basics of a synthesizer. The most common type of synthesizer you're going to come across is a subtractive style synthesizer. These synthesizers have three main parts. The first part are the oscillators, which generate a raw sound. The second part are the filters, which start subtracting from the sound. And then there are the envelopes and LFOs, which start shaping the sound or adding movement to it. Now, here's what that looks like in real time. I'm going to start with some notes here. I have a set of chords. I love having a set of chords handy when I'm sound designing. We're going to completely initialize our synthesizer here. This just lets us start from scratch. I'm going to make sure we have just one oscillator on, and we're going to use the default sawtooth waveform. So now our synth's going to generate a
Sawtooth. Okay, we got a sawtooth. Most deaf. Okay, we got that.
The noise, or in other words, a raw sawtooth waveform. And yes, those are the high on life chords. The next module in the signal path is usually the filter. So now we could turn our filter on, make sure oscillator A is routed to it. I'm going to tighten it up a bit, and now we could start subtracting from the raw sawtooth waveform.
Um, let's arrange our windows a little bit. So. Oh, is that what he means by filter? Let's take another look. Oh yeah.
And just like that, we just made one of those popular synth pads in electronic music, which is just a raw sawtooth waveform routed through a filter. It gets better though. The oscillator is where you choose the timbre of the sound. I think that's the word. In other words, you have a lot of choices for what you want this sound wave to look like. For example, this is a sine wave. It has no sharp edges. And it gives you a very warm, focused sound. So when we play this back, we get a really focused frequency band. The sine wave is one of the fundamental waveforms, so get comfortable with it. Here's another fundamental waveform, which is the square wave. Meant here when you're learning oscillators is where it says unison. This number affects how many saw waves are happening per note.
Unison. Okay, we got a unison here. Oh, interesting. So okay, I got that. Uh, turn the sustain back on. Um,
Quick pause. I thought it'd be beneficial for you if I shared some of the sounds that I'm making in this video for you. Check this out. This is a stereo imager. It tells you how wide or narrow.
okay, you can see where I'm getting all this. I'll whip the stereo imager back out and put it over. So, why? Oh, okay. So I figured out how to do the unison thing in here. Um, that that is a little breakthrough. Um, so that's nice. So I got that, and as you can see, like this is very wide, stereo wise. So I think that this is showing depth and it's showing width. Left is your left speaker in stereo, right is your right speaker. If you've got the same sound before, like if I go back to one, see it's very centered. It's the middle of the stereo field. Depth depth is like reverb. It's sound reflections. We also refer to that as being wet. How wet your sound is. And so when I up the unisons, we've got more width in the stereo field. So I like that. So we got that.
A sound is. This one's called Ozone Imager and it's free. I'm going to bring this unison back down to one unison. So now we have a single sawtooth waveform routed through a filter playing the Martin Garrix High on Life chords. See this line right here? This line is telling us that this sound is very narrow. Watch this line as I increase the unison. It's like a confetti party. The unison allows the sound to get wider. So by adding unison, you can add stereo presence to your sound. And I forgot to say, whatever number is showing here on your oscillator is the number of those waveforms that are playing per note. So we have signal path, which is envelope 1. This envelope is where we add shape to the sound. Check this out. I'm going to get my rhythmic chords.
So I've got the shape here. And so let's see. We got and that's nice. Let's go. Okay. That's fine. Okay, that. That's not what I want. Basic shapes. Okay, basic shapes. Sure. Mm. Filter 2. Okay, how do I get back to the stupid sawtooth? Oh mein Gott. Let's see. what this sounds like. Okay. Stabbed. Okay, basic shapes. Okay. We got envelope. Uh, Interesting. Filter one. Oh, this is gonna take some time for me to learn. Uh, so this is the envelope that's a delay, attack, decay, sustain. There's hold. There's release. That's good. Um, Now the filter. The filter. Now what is filter one? On God, what is filter one? Oh, that is the issue. So how do I turn that on? How do I turn the filter on? For real, for real. Okay, there. Uh, so okay, so if I just okay, so we got that.
Maybe they're different than the high on life chords.
He's just got a straight square. So if I let's get rid of attack. Let's get rid of delay. Um, Sustain. Let's get rid of release. Okay. And so here's showing the filter over here.
If it has no oscillator A is routed to it. I'm going to tighten it up a bit, and now we can start subtracting from the raw sawtooth wave.
Okay, so that's what he did. Okay. This is uh, he's got a low pass. How do I do uh, uh okay, I mean that's fine. How do I close this? Okay, so we got that. So Okay, I think that's comparable. I think the way they're showing the filter is kind of inverted. So
Default, we get that. Watch what happens if we slow down the attack, or in other words, two is to learn how to make amp envelope controlled sound. The last part of the signal path. Check this out. I'm going to get my rhythmic chords. Maybe they're different than the high on life chords. They're not different. They're the same high on life chords. Let's say I want something plucky. We can go to envelope 1 and decide the shape of the sound that comes out of the synth.
I think that's good. So let's try.
This video is about the first 3. Worrying about harmony is when you take a single line of notes that force you to use your ears and things that go into producing a song. All right, let's do this. I like teaching my students skills that force you to use your ears and learn music naturally. This is why the first skill you should learn is generating harmony. A harmony is when you take a single line of notes then you add another line of notes that plays simultaneously with that original line. And they create a harmony. Harmony is a fundamental building block of music, and it's at the core of everything you're going to do as a songwriter. Here's a melody. Right? Kind of boring. Here's how I brought life into it with a harmony line. Isn't that fun? Harmony's cool because you can learn it naturally with your ears without having to study music theory for weeks or do anything else. Here's the simplest way to practice generating harmonies. Step 1 is to create a region in your DAW of choice that's either 4 bars long or 8 bars long. I'm going to make mine 8 bars. Then I'm going to double click this region to access the piano roll. This is where we're going to write 2 lines of notes to create a harmony. Before we write it, pick the most inspiring sound that you can find. Here's the sound that I'm going to use. A nice melodic house pluck that I made with Silent One. And then we're going to write our first line of notes with a repetitive rhythm. For this line, we're going to use one of the higher octaves on the piano roll because the next line that creates the harmony is going to use a lower octave on the piano roll. I'm going to keep it simple and use C3. I would recommend that you do the same. And we're going to grab our playhead and place it in between the first and second bar. This is how long our rhythm's going to be. And to make a repetitive rhythm, just use any variation of notes up to this playhead, set up a loop bar, turn on your metronome and press play, and see if you have a nice repetitive rhythm. This part is about using all your built-in musical intuition, but try different variations of notes to see what you could come up with. Because if this rhythm is not exciting and doesn't make you want to dance, your whole harmony is going to be boring. I'm going to go with the classic dotted eighth rhythm. That's when you have an eighth note, which is 1/8 the size of one whole bar. Add 50% of its size to itself. Put a second note right up against it. Make it the same size as well. Then you take another dotted eighth, but trim it to that playhead that is halfway between bars 1 and 2. I'm just going to take this rhythm, copy it, and paste it until it's 8 bars long. It's simple, right? But you'd be surprised at how many people have never practiced this and jumped to the more complicated stuff instead. Something like this is so easy to learn harmony with because we can now take
We're
this.
gonna try this, but I want to see what he says in this
Or
video.
piece of music that you liked but didn't know how to turn it into a full song, this is the video for you. Here's how it works. It's called the two-loop rule. You can literally start with anything and turn it into a song. So I'm just going to start with this vocal sample from Splice. Oh, you don't and filter it. We'll go with an E, a G sharp, a B, and F sharp.
There was a video where he was talking about pedal notes. Um, maybe it's this one.
Is our keyboard. For another word, F step.
Okay, so let's try this. I'm just gonna close all this stuff for now, and we want 8 bars. We'll put the loop there, and okay, so let's see. I guess I'll ask Rock. In music, what is a pedal note? Okay. Well, I want to do minor, so um, let's let's try this. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. So let's do um let's do okay, so let's see. Well, let's just try his thing. Why not? And then that. And maybe let's go to custom and maybe make this 100, maybe 120. So let's try this. This is, yeah, that is it. So, and we'll do that. And then we'll do it again, but let's go up to and then we'll go up to and then we'll do okay. Let's put the playhead here, and then okay. Let's copy that and let's join it. Okay. I gotta figure out what the issue is here. There. Okay. Um, okay, that's why. That that that's that issue. Oh, okay. So that's let's move this here and delete that. Doom doom doom. Let's see. So we got da 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 da. Uh, and then and then da 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 da, and then da 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 da, and then da 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 da. That's why it was sounding bad. Uh, okay, let's move these out. And then this. And then let's move these out and okay. And okay. Okay, so there's that. And so what do I hit here? That's G. Maybe move this up to C. Move this up to that's D. We want, is that, no, it's B. And then these go up to, let's take those up to, and then take that up to G. It's C, E, G. And then, mm, 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 mm. Select these. So that's and this is so that and okay, that's E. What happens if I take this up to G? Okay, so let's try something. Um, hmm. So I guess we can just copy it all and then so okay, so let's see. Command all. Articulation, trim notes. Okay.
We'll go with an E, a G sharp, a B, and F sharp.
I'll just, since I'm not very bright, I'll do this. Uh, and okay. Yeah. Uh, okay. So let's try, I'll just try uh, something not very bright. Okay. Make sure playhead is at 2. Then we're going to pull it up. And so that's off. Uh, and let's see. So so we've got an A minor chord, we've got a C major chord. Um, we got an A minor, we got a C, A minor, C major. Um, let's just, I guess we can try a D minor, except that's D, E, F, and then and let's just make sure it's D. That's F, and that's A, and then we go. So that needs to be a C to get us back to the same. And that's okay. So Command All CV. Let's see. We got C. We got A, C, A, C, D, and so A, C. Let's see. So this is an A. This is an E. So I'll just invert this into. So E, E, G, E, G, B. And so this right here is that's a G. So that's a B. Okay. So okay, so this should be a G. So this is also C major. But that's an E. So if what do we want? We want a B. So move this down. Yeah. Okay. So that's a basic structure.
They have like a nice sad gloominess. I'm just gonna loop this to match the length of the vocals. You don't stand a chance, fighting for our love. have a small loop of music that we're vibing with. And my first moment that most producers will get stuck, including myself. We can keep adding instruments to this loop like drums and a bass, but we'll still be stuck in the loop. Additionally, I could just take these and keep lining them up back to help us do that. The first step is to designate any of the instruments in your loop as your main instrument, and then just make sure you loop it out 6 times. I think it's easiest to just use the chords. So now our chord progression loops 6 times, and this is basically our timeline. I also like to color code it as well to help me visualize our arrangement. Now here's the easy part. Every 2 loops of these chords, we're going to add a change to the arrangement. And you're going to see how easy it is to make a song.
Okay, so I'm gonna give this a shot. Um, okay, so um, I'll do a pattern region because that's easiest for me. So let's loop around that. Mm. Maybe we'll loop this whole thing and put this here. Okay, so um, let's see. Um, mm, I think maybe see. I'll keep this more simple. Uh, delete that, and we come over here and let's make that louder, and we go. Focus on this last bar. I guess keep the 4 on the floor. And we'll no, I want the okay. Let's do this. And another instrument, and I'll plug in the vital. Let's see. This. Okay. crappy toilet. We'll give that a try. So we'll do this. And I'll just drop I'll drop the bottom notes. And then transpose. Okay. So the whole mess I came up with from start to finish. Okay. Well, that was cool. It's going to take a lot of practice to nail this stuff down. So I'm just going to be doing music streams until I figure this stuff out. Oh my God. Anyway, I think that's enough. I've satisfied my curiosity enough at this point. Tonight, I've got things set up. I can use this new synth, so that's pretty cool. So I think that's it for this evening. I appreciate y'all. I don't think anybody tuned in, but that's like life for starting out this streaming nonsense. So that's cool. So let's call it a night. Everybody, thanks for joining in. If you showed up, and I'll play my intro as an outro. Peace.